Long, long ago in China, a land of great mountains and wide flowing rivers, many kingdoms existed there. They often fought great battles. This time was called Three Kingdoms, a period of brave warriors and wonderfully clever minds. One such mind belonged to a man named Zhuge Liang. He was remarkable. Zhuge Liang was a scholar. He was also a great strategist. He could see things others missed, like a bird high in the sky. He helped the kingdom of Shu, one of the three warring states. He always thought very carefully. He used his brain like a weapon far sharper than any sword. His plans were often surprising. In this world of constant conflict, leaders needed more than just strength. They needed wisdom and cunning to protect their people and land. Zhuge Liang was a master of this. He understood human nature well. He knew how his enemies thought, and he used this knowledge to create truly ingenious solutions to the most difficult of problems. The air itself seemed to buzz with the schemes and the strategies of these fascinating characters from history. Zhuge Liang often found himself in situations of great peril. His kingdom, Shu, was smaller than its mighty rival Wei, so cleverness was essential for survival. He needed to outwit, not outfight. His story is one of true brilliance. One day, a great challenge arose. Zhuge Liang was helping an ally, the kingdom of Wu, led by Zhou Yu. They faced a common enemy, the powerful warlord Cao Cao. His fleet of ships was enormous. A great battle was coming soon. Everyone felt the growing tension. Arrows would be vital for victory. Many, many arrows were needed. Zhou Yu, the commander of Wu, was a clever man himself, it's true, but he felt a little bit jealous of Zhuge Liang's great reputation. He decided to set a trap, a test designed to be impossible. "We need arrows," Zhou Yu declared. 100,000, if you please. He looked straight at Zhuge Liang. A difficult, almost cruel demand. "And you must gather them quickly," Zhou Yu continued with a hidden smile. "Within 10 days they must be ready. 10 days for so many arrows." It seemed an impossible feat. Crafting them would take too long. Stealing them too risky by far. Zhou Yu thought he had him. Zhuge Liang would surely fail. Then his own fame would shine brighter. But Zhuge Liang was not troubled. Not in the slightest, it appeared. He listened calmly to the demand. A small smile played on his lips. 10 days is too long, he replied. His voice was steady and clear. "I can provide the arrows needed. In just 3 days, they will be here." Zhou Yu was utterly astonished and perhaps a little bit worried. Zhuge Liang knew what he needed. His mind, like a busy workshop, was already forming the perfect plan. He did not ask for archers, nor for skilled arrow makers. Instead, his request was peculiar. "Give me 20 small boats," he said, "and line their sides with straw. Bundles of straw, thick and soft, and a few dozen loyal soldiers." The soldiers were not for fighting. Oh no, their task was different. They were to man the small boats and carry drums and loud gongs. Zhou Yu watched these preparations with a mixture of doubt and curiosity. What could Zhuge Liang be planning with these strange, straw-covered vessels? Zhuge Liang kept his counsel. He waited, observing the natural world. He studied the wind and the water. He knew the river like an old friend. He understood its moods and its secrets. He needed one specific condition, a condition nature sometimes provides. And on the third night, it arrived. A thick, enveloping fog began to form, creeping silently over the vast river, so dense you could barely see your hand. This was the moment he awaited. "The time is now," Zhuge Liang announced. The 20 straw-laden boats were ready. His few soldiers, with their drums, slipped quietly onto the dark water. They did not sail towards their own camp, nor did they flee the coming battle. Instead, they headed for the enemy, straight towards Cao Cao's mighty fleet, hidden by the thick, silent fog. A most audacious, clever venture. As they neared Cao Cao's warships, hidden completely by the dense fog, Zhuge Liang gave a quiet order. Suddenly, the night air exploded. The soldiers on the straw boats began to beat their drums wildly. Boom, 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 they echoed. They shouted and yelled with all their might, creating the sound of a huge attack, a terrifying noise in the unseen darkness. Cao Cao's commanders were startled, awakened by the sudden, fierce din. They peered into the impenetrable fog. They could see nothing at all, but they heard the sounds of attack. A surprise assault, they must have thought. "They are trying to trick us, fearing a close-quarters ambush in the mist." Cao Cao ordered his archers to fire. "Shoot into the noise," was the command. A storm of arrows flew, whistling through the foggy air, thousands upon thousands of them aimed at the source of the commotion. Thwack, 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 they went, embedding themselves deep into the straw. On one side of Zhuge Liang's boats, once one side was full, he ordered the boats to turn, presenting the other. More arrows flew, lodging securely, when the sun began to rise and the fog started to lift. Zhuge Liang's boats returned, not empty but bristling with arrows like giant wooden hedgehogs. They had collected over 100,000, more than enough for the upcoming battle. Zhou Yu was speechless, amazed. Zhuge Liang had used his mind to turn an enemy's strength against them. This tale shows us a great lesson. Clever thinking can solve huge problems. Resourcefulness is a powerful tool. It is not always about brute force, but about understanding the situation and using what you have wisely. In our lives today, we face challenges. Think like Zhuge Liang, be observant. Find your own straw boat strategy. Remarkable solutions are often waiting just beyond the obvious in the mist of thought.